Previously, we mentioned that variables can form parts of sets, which means that sometimes the numbers that we pick, like the example where we hire a trailer, can only be whole numbers or integers, real numbers. Sometimes we can say that they can only be natural numbers when we are looking for something. Okay, so if you have a better idea of how this number system works and what these can be, I'm quickly going to give you a breakdown of our real number system. So the real numbers I can indicate with the letter R. So if you see something like X, yeah, it means that my value of X as an element of real value. So X can be any value that is a real number. Now here there is something called an imaginary numbers, and if you do Math C, you will look at that. So it can either be real numbers or imaginary numbers or complex numbers, of which we are only going to look at the real numbers now. So the real numbers, we use the symbol R, like in this example. X is an element of the real numbers. Real numbers get split up into two sections. Real numbers can either be irrational numbers or rational numbers. We will be using, for irrational numbers, we will be using I, and for rational numbers, we will use Q. Alright, so irrational numbers and rational numbers. Now the irrational numbers will be numbers that does not recur. So it's non-terminating, non-recurring decimals. It is surds. Surds are things like that never ends. It will be non-terminating and non-recurring decimals. Non-recurring. Don't worry too much about these. You can usually, yes. So surds, non-recurring and non-terminating values. Not non-terminating decimals. That's values like pi and e and things like that. Not to worry too much about this. More important is the rational numbers. So rational numbers can either be integers, which is whole numbers. Just write there, whole numbers. Or non-integers, non-integer rationals. For them, we don't even use a symbol. We just say, if they are non-integer rationals, we just say it's Q. If they are integers, we use either J or Z. Any one of those two is fine. Math C, I usually use Z. In the year 11 textbook, they talk about J. Doesn't matter which one. But these integers can be broken up into three more values. So the integers are either negative, 0, or positive. So these we're going to call J plus, or we're going to say Z plus. 0, guess what? It's an O. And then positive is, oh, this is wrong. This is negative. So this is Z negative, J negative. Positive is J positive or Z positive. And then also part of the positive numbers is the natural numbers. So the other name for this are natural numbers. So if they talk about natural numbers, it is from 1 upwards. These are natural numbers, and we say that that is n. So natural numbers is from 1 onwards. Do you have to remember all of these? Well, the most important ones are real numbers, irrational or rational numbers. Irrational numbers are surds, rational numbers are Q, which is either integers or non-integer rationals. And this is, sorry, I never said something about this. These are just terminating and recurring decimals. Terminating. So that's your normal fractions and recurring decimals. Recurring decimals. So the last thing I want to show you is you can then say something like, so j, which is just integers, equals, that means the element of, start anywhere, and it goes -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, into infinity. And that's the way that you write it. So j equals the element of, or x as an element of real values. I think as we do examples, you'll get a little bit better understanding of that.